So here we are to recognize the companies and individuals that we believe that have contributed to significantly to this organization and this community. So I think I'm the first up in doing the awards. Lily, you want to join me on the stage? Liz, come on up. Come on up. What a Marion. There we go. The first award is the Gardena Business of the Year Award. I don't have a script because I'm the presenter. And they knew I was going to follow it anyway. It goes to a person that is a member of the foundation board, a person that I've come to know. And, you know, this award, you know, it's not given to him because he's the business person of the year, business of the year, in my opinion. It's because of all the other things that this person does in the community. He's involved with the Kiwanis and all these other organizations. He helps raise money, he contributes to scholarships. So, to me, you know, not only is he a good corporate citizen, but he's a good community person. And that's why it gives me great honor and pleasure to make this award to Larry Olson.
Before I say anything, I have to bring my brother out here because he is equally part of me. So we work together, and everything we do is done together. So I have to make sure that he's up here.
Thank you, Larry.
And in addition, I want to thank the board for this honor. This is truly a nice thing. I really appreciate it. The police, Ed Madrano, Mitch, everybody has just been fantastic. I love this new city. This has been a great city. And I want to thank my employees. We have my general manager, James Cederholm, who's brought us through this unbelievably slow economic time, back to a period where we're almost back to where we were in the roaring 06 years. Charlotte Adams is our accounting manager. She's here tonight. Jim Nicodemus is our sales manager, who's responsible for all our increased sales, which means more tax dollars in the city. And in conclusion, though, I would like to apologize to all those who are hung up on Western because of the train. So. And I'm sure Lindsay wants to say something.
Well, it's always been my philosophy in this community. What's good for the Police Foundation is good for the city of Gardena. What's good for the city of Gardena is good for its residents and businesses like my brothers and mine. So thank you very much for allowing us to support the foundation and all the great things you do. And I also believe that the best asset of any company is our employees. And Larry recognized our employees here tonight. And thank you very much for supporting our company. And in a footnote, I also would like to thank Wells Fargo. You may not know it up at that table, but you helped us in several years ago. So thank you very much for your support. Good night.
So great. So the next award we have, and the presenter is our own city manager, Mitch Lansdale. Mitch.
Thank you, Gene. And I'm not going to do as many thank yous as all the other people that came up before me. But it gives me a lot of honor to present to the Community Service Award to the Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks. If I could have the exalted ruler, Gerard. Probably most of you know that the city of Gardena is the only city in the South Bay to have an Alzheimer's and adult senior daycare center. And I'm here to tell you, if it were not for the Elks, we may not have that program. They give over $1,000 a month to support that program and allow it to continue on when those government grants that were talked about earlier were cut back and all those other things. And certainly those families that enjoy that service every day, it's a result of the hard work of the Elks and their generous donations. But they gave me this long list here of things that they've also done. Helping Hands is a program the city gives to needy families within the community. They gave over $15,000 to the senior daycare center. 1,000 dictionaries to 3rd and 4th graders at the elementary schools. $7,000 towards the police foundation and the canine units, and $5,000 to our Helping Hands giveaway at Thanksgiving and Christmas. So Rodney, on behalf of the foundation, Community Service Organization of the Year, the Gardena Elks, 1919.
Thank you very much. You know, this is quite an honor because when we got the letter, I was really surprised that we were going to be the honorees tonight. But, you know, I've been in the community for 59 years, and I truly believe in this community. I was a policeman for 31 years. I served in probably every organization that you could think of in the city, and I believe in the city. And the foundation has done great things. It has supported the police department. It has made this a great, great city that's safe, that people can work, shop, and play is the motto. Mitch has done a great job in keeping our finances together. Paul, the mayor, has done a great job in keeping everybody online, knowing that we are a great city. And I'm just proud that I can be a part of that as the exalted ruler, but it's not about me. Really, it's not about me. I'd like everybody in the room that's an elk to stand up and be recognized.
I'd like to be one.
Come on, stand up. But I can tell you, in any organization, it's the guy at the top that gets all the acclimates and all the pats on the back, but it's really the people that are underneath that do the work. Those guys sitting there at that table in uniform, many of them worked for me. I'm going to tell you what, that's why this police department is such a great place. It's because of young kids like this that grew up and became great policemen. And they care about your city. They care about the things that you care about. And when you call, they'll be there. And Ed, you got a great bunch of guys, and you're a great leader. So I'm just happy that I could be here. Mitch, thank you very much. Foundation, thank you so much, because the Elks will continue to do what we need to do to make this a great community.
Thank you very much. Our next presenter is another board member, Steve Schrager, with budget uniform. Steve?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Schrager, owner, and I give myself a new title tonight, Exalted Ruler over Budget Uniform. I like that. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the Financial Corporation of the Year, Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo and its employees have donated over $27 million to 1,600 schools and nonprofit organizations in the greater Los Angeles and Orange County area in 2011. In addition, their employees have contributed over 39,000 volunteer hours to local nonprofit organizations and schools. It's tremendous. Nationally, the company has invested $213 million in grants and 19,000 nonprofits and schools. More than 52,000 team members volunteered 1.5 million hours across the country. Please give a warm welcome to the folks from Wells Fargo. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. And in behalf of the Wells Fargo team in Gardena, we absolutely appreciate everything the Gardena Police Department does for us. I mean, we have a lot of calls to the Gardena PD, and they are absolutely there in like 2.5 seconds. So we absolutely appreciate that. So thank you so much. Everything he said I was going to say. But thank you so much in behalf of Wells Fargo.
And Steve's in the house. Now we have another Steve here. Steve Rogers.
Gosh, I'm in front of a microphone. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's all. No,
Okay, I'm here to present the award for the Developer of the Year award. It's going to go to South Coast Communities. South Coast Communities is a land development and urban housing firm involved in entitlement and improvement of residential and mixed-use development projects. They are currently working on the Cottage Place, a 35 single-family detached home community right here in the city of Gardena. New urban architecture was selected for this site to blend in with the existing neighborhood. South Coast successfully processed a specific plan, a zone change, general plan amendment, lot line adjustment, and tentative track map as part of this entitlement effort. South Coast held numerous community meetings, received feedback from its neighbors, and coordinate the development. Because of this outreach, South Coast enjoyed near unanimous community support. So accepting this Developer of the Year award on behalf of South Coast Communities is Brent Little.
On behalf of my partner, Brian Bauer, we want to offer our sincere thanks to the mayor and council members for having the insight to hire city staff that are just a pleasure to work with. And we enjoy all the interaction that we have with them. They're among the most talented people anywhere. We always say all the time, we wish we could clone them and put them in other cities we deal with, but it's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you.
Well, I gotta say, developing in this city, this is the first opportunity I've ever had to work with a community development director that wears a badge. I want to thank Police Chief Medrano. He really does an exemplary job at bringing in staff that supports quality development in the city. It's really important to feel welcome in the city. This is now our second development in the city, and we're also looking for development opportunities out in the city, if you know of any. But we really do appreciate the welcoming we've received, and we look forward to future developments in the city as well. Thank you.
All right, so we only have a couple more here, and we're done. Lieutenant Vince Soya.
How's everybody doing? Okay, Chief McDonald will tell you this is not where this is not my forte, but I'm going to do my best for you. I want to thank everyone for coming out, and hope you're having a good time. I think there is one set of people that we need to thank. With Veterans Day coming up, if you served in the U.S. Armed Forces, please stand. I'm not going to show preference, but if you served in the Army, you can keep on standing. Also, I'd like to congratulate Mark Wickrell on his award tonight. Mark actually recruited me from Sam's Club in Gardena in a previous lifetime. Probably saved my life and the lives of all the people I was working with.
I need to get out. But thanks, Mark. I'd like to thank the foundation and Chief Medrano for their continued support of all the things that all of our officers get to do, all the fun and all the great crime fighting that they do on a daily basis. Tonight we're going to be honoring two of our Gardena PD Explorers. Just a little bit of background on our Explorer post. It's been around since the 1970s. Many of our officers have gone through programs, either in our program, like Captain Kang, who's back there. He's a product of our program. Also, Sergeant Brian Junkett is here also. Where's Brian? Oh, he's okay, he's hiding. Actually, Chief Medrano, like you said earlier, is a product of Police Exploring. So as you can tell, it's a great program. Our Police Explorers in particular are very successful. They all participate in the South Bay Police Explorer Academy, and regularly over the past few years, they've all come in, whether it's in the top 5 or the top 1 or 2 spots in the class. They're out there, they show leadership and dedication to our post. They also lead the way in police competitions throughout the nation. A few years ago, they came in first overall in the national Police Explorer competition in Chandler, Arizona. They did a very good job for us. I want to recognize one of our advisors who's back there, Sergeant Brian Messina, who's already standing. Brian sends them out. He tells them, go ahead and kick butt and chew bubble gum, and then he takes their bubble gum away, so they just go out. I'd like to invite the first of our 2 explorers up, Alan Futterer, front and center. Okay, while he's coming up, Alan is one of our explorers. He's also a senior at Junipero Serra High School in Gardena. What Alan loves most about the Explorer program is being able to go to competitions and competing against other departments in scenarios, drill, and physical activities. Aside from being an explorer, Alan performs community service for his school and is involved in the Volunteer Youth Coalition program, which hosts events to reach out to those who are in financial need. Alan's hobbies are swimming and running. Alan is part of the swim team and has recently started the first chess club at Serra High School. Alan hopes to be the first in his family to go to college and aspires to go to Loyola Marymount University. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Fuller.
Good evening. I would just like to take this time to thank God, thank my family for all the love and support, thank the Gardena Police Explorers, thank all my advisors for all their support, dedication for working with us, and of course the Gardena Police Foundation for this opportunity and the money.
The second honoree tonight is Fatima Bailan. Fatima Bailan is currently a sophomore at the California State University at Long Beach and is majoring in criminal justice. She's been an explorer with the Gardena Police Department for 5 years. She enjoys volunteering her free time, joining groups and organizations. Fatima has been a part of the Associated Students Incorporated program at Long Beach State for 1.5 years. The program is a college student government. Along with taking part in ASI, Fatima is also an intern at the Torrance Courthouse District Attorney's Office. She files cases and also transcribes various audio for deputy district attorneys. Fatima has aspirations of becoming a deputy district attorney, and allow me to present Fatima Bailan.
And
supervisors, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
All right, so the final award will be presented by Chief, might as well stand here, Chief Madrano.
Thank you, Gene. Can I ask Lieutenant Mark Burko to please come up? This is always a special award for us. It generally, over the years, has gone to a person who has distinguished himself in his career and is at the end of his career, such as Mark, who is going to be retiring from police service in December of 2013. Mark, come on over here. You're way back there. I see you. I have particular pleasure in giving this award because, for those of you who know Mark, he has a unique sense of humor. So I'm going to put him on the spot a little bit since this is my opportunity. Mark got to write his own bio, which I will read, and add a little commentary along the way. So Lieutenant Mark Rickrell grew up in the South Bay. Mark and his older brother were raised by his parents, who eventually settled down in the city of Hawthorne. Mark attended Good Lutheran School in Inglewood, California, and went on to Hawthorne High School, where he barely graduated in 1981. Graduated in 1981. After high school, Mark attended El Camino College, where he received his associate's degree in criminal justice. What was even a greater accomplishment was Mark finding the young and beautiful girl, Kathy, who was one day married. And he was really lucky she said yes. In 1984, married and expecting his first daughter, Mark sprang into action like a law enforcement cheetah in search of a career in law enforcement. Did I mention he wrote his own bio? I think it was around this time I might have met Mark for the first time. And Mark probably doesn't remember this, but I remember it very, very clearly. Brian Juckett, where's Brian? Did he leave? Oh, he had to leave. Well, Brian was a mall cop at Manhattan Village Mall. And guess who was one of his partners? No other than a red-haired, fiery guy named Mark Rickrell. So I met Brian Juckett one day, and we were behind the Manhattan Village Mall having some coffee or something. And he called his partner Mark over, and here comes Mark. About 90 miles an hour through the parking lot, comes in, swings the door open, and steps out with his fiery red hair and the most cocky of attitude ever. Kathy, am I right? Yes. She's covering her eyes. I'm like, oh boy, nope. And I'm like, boy, he's a handful. Never did I think I would work with this guy. Well, anyways, he applied at Gardena Police Department, where he eventually received an offer of employment. In accepting the offer, he began the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Academy number 224 and graduated on September 21st. It's interesting. Around that time, I think I became a cadet at Gardena. Isn't that true? Mark took me on the first ride of my life that I think I will never regret. Somehow we had to go to, if I remember, it was Pasadena, was it? Yes. And we drove back around 2 o'clock in the morning in a police car at speeds I can't even describe. Me sitting in the passenger seat, I think I was about 19 or 20, holding on for dear life as Mark drove that police car like it was a Formula One car. Years later, we would have another experience, which I'll talk about, that has to do with driving. Between 1984 and 1999, Mark had the opportunity to work in patrol, traffic as a motor officer, where we served together, and collision investigator, and a participant in the South Bay DUI task force. He was a field training officer as well as an instructor. He had one of the rare privileges of being an instructor at the LA County Sheriff's Academy as a DI. He was a detective and a SWAT member for many years. In 1999, Mark was promoted. He
he wrote this, ahead of me to the rank of sergeant. He wrote this, Kathy. During 8 years, he supervised every detail at various times. Never forgetting his traffic years, Mark was instrumental in the regional DUI grant for the South Bay DUI enforcement. In 2004, Mark accepted a position in the Special Investigations Detail, supervising drug investigations, vice operations, surveillance, and warrant service. Mark is a graduate of the Post-Supervisory Leadership Institute, class 2008 and 2006. In 2006, Mark returned to school, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree from Cal State Long Beach. It was sometime around that time that we had another drive. Me and Mark are personally responsible for the retirement of one of our police officers. Not by choice. So I'll tell you this little story because it's important. Me and Mark decided we were going to go do an investigation. And we had with us in a car a very seasoned detective named Don Herzig. And this was about the time the 105 freeway was being constructed, but not yet open. So as a motor officer, I used to take the freeway on the way home because it wasn't open and I could just go all the way and there was no cars. It was great. So I decided to tell Mark and Don, let's take the freeway to this investigation. We'll cut like an hour off the time. So we drove down the freeway and we got to the end of the freeway where it ends, I think, at Studebaker. And it looks like it was a cliff. And we're driving and I'm like, don't worry, I know this continues. And Don Herzig's in the car and he's going, it's gonna end, it's gonna end. And I'm like, don't worry. Well, needless to say, the freeway ended. A little bumpy, but it ended. And about less than a year later, he retired from heart problems. And he always claims that I caused him to have a heart attack. But Mark was sitting in the passenger seat egging me on. In 2007, Mark was promoted to the rank of lieutenant, which he currently holds. He's managed patrol, SWAT, the crime suppression unit, K-9, and field training program. He's also the district commander who facilitates the community's needs in District 2. And let me tell you, I know there's at least one person here in District 2. He has really made an incredible impact in that district, and I'll talk a little bit about that at the end. Mark has always believed in providing a high quality of service, which includes a high degree of community access and input. He has spent the past 28 plus years doing his best to ensure the citizens of Gardena have been provided with excellent service and continues to do so through the district policing program. He's a dedicated jogger, he's a kind, no, it's not kind. He's a passionate hockey fan. You know, in fact, he's told me many times his career goal is to retire and drive the, what's that? Zamboni machine. That's high expectations there. He enjoys home improvement projects, whether he likes to or not. Especially when he especially takes pleasure in drinking a glass of wine. Yeah, this whole wine thing has recently started, and you can't really talk to Mark about any wine because he goes on about 20 minutes about the last glass or bottle of wine he's opened, and you're going, okay. His best times away from work are spent with his wife, Kathy, 2 daughters, Christine and Alex, and his pups. And Mark is the only man in the house. And he knows it. But really, I just want to say a couple quick comments. You know, Mark has really distinguished himself in his career. Anytime someone serves this long in law enforcement and continues to have that passion for doing the right thing, for serving our community, that's really special. We find too often in government services, people end their careers, they lose that drive for really making a difference. And Mark, sometimes, he is almost too passionate about what he's doing. And over the years, you've seen that Mark has continued to provide Gardena with some amazing service. He's built such community relations with our community. And they're deep relations. Mark he's got a different sense of humor, but he connects with people in a way that is unique, and people remember him. And over the years, we've had great opportunity to see Mark grow, especially as a lieutenant here, and now watching him mentor the new regime, the new people taking over. I couldn't be more happier than to present this award to Mark Burkle. And even though he's not retiring this year, I expect a full year of dedicated service. He's more than deserving of this award. So thank you, Mark.
very much. I'm going to kind of twist it around. A lot of people talk about the professional career when they get up here real quick, but I just want to start out. My family's always been very, very important to me. And I can tell you, I could have never accomplished what I have attained here with the Gardena Police Department without my family. And that's my beautiful wife, Kathy. Without them giving me guidance, you know, pushing me along, showing me the love they have, I wouldn't be here today. And I mean, they've hung in there with me over the years, the phone calls, the late nights coming home, the grouchy moods, you know, it's either guidance or sent to bed to get some rest. One or the other. But they've always been there for me. So thank you very much, and I love you all. And just to start out, I want to say I'm very humbled standing up here. I never took this job to be recognized. I took this job for to be out here to, we always say to help people, but it's really to assist people that need the help, that can't take care of themselves, whatever it is. And that's why I took this job. And I think I've been able to do a very good job over the years doing that, whether it's working with other people or just being out there in the community. And it's very special to be standing up here to be recognized. It really is. There's a lot of people out here that I see that I've met over the time. I mean, I've met a lot of people over the years, some people that didn't want to meet me for whatever reason it may be at that time, but I've met a lot of people. And I've actually forged some very good friendships with a lot of these people out here. And it's been fantastic. But not to take up any more of your time tonight, all I can say is thank you to my family, my peers, thank you to the community, the business folks out here, thank you to the foundation for what they do for us, because they do a lot for us. And I want to say thanks to the chief for giving me the opportunity to get out there and excel, because if you would ask me if I'd be up here doing this 28 years ago, being out doing the watch meetings, doing these things, I would have told you were crazy. Give me my car keys, I'm going out to arrest somebody. But it's so much more than that. So with that, I just want to say thank you all very much, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Well, certainly I hope that you have been sufficiently entertained tonight. And I do believe that all the awards that were given tonight are well deserved. And it's a reflection of the efforts of the individuals and companies that have made this great contribution to this city to make it stronger. I certainly believe that's the case. So, on behalf of the foundation, its board members, the mayor, the chief, city council people, I would like to say thank you for coming out tonight, and I hope that you would have a safe drive home. God bless you all, and good night.